Gemini, your weekly love tarot reading begins with a King of Wands. You see your person as a Knight of Pentacles, the relationship as a Three of Swords, and possible outcome Nine of Swords. Whew. Some heavy energy. Your person is coming in with death. They see you as an Ace of Wands, relationship as a Seven of Pentacles, and possible outcomes for them is a Six of Wands. And the bottom of the deck, you have that Fool energy. So the Fool, okay, a whole new beginning, right? The Fool, but can also indicate some naivete, youthfulness, not being very experienced in a particular area. Let's get right into your reading because I do see some challenges up ahead, Gemini, but right away, let's get into how you and your person come in this week. You have a King of Wands and they have death energy. So for you, you're taking a real sort of determined stance, right? King of Wands energy is very much the leader, even if nobody will follow, right? He doesn't really care. You know, he's the leader of his own life. He's the king of his own life. He's the king of fire, right? And so no matter if anybody is giving, you know, is sort of validating his stance or his authority, he's going to take his authority. And I think Gemini, that's that energy you're coming in with, taking your authority in a particular situation. Your person coming in with death. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who has scorpionic energy or is a Scorpio, right? Death is the card for Scorpio in tarot. And so with death coming in, your person is really going through a heavy change, right? Something is absolutely changed about them irreversibly, right? Death in tarot is the beginning of a heavy change. But, you know, the significance of death is that this transformation or this loss, the beginning of transformation is always loss of something, right? To make room for something new. This loss is permanent. You won't get it back. So this change that they're going through is quite permanent. Six of Swords, more energy of swords here. So there's a lot of mental issues here, a lot of mental hang-ups. Swords, of course, being your card. And you show up in the reading. Gemini, this is your card. Swords, of course, is, I meant to say, your element of air. Six of Swords, you're leaving. Listen, this is I'm going to look ahead and see, you know, this is a breakup. This feels like a heavy breakup. Your person, let's get some clarity here. Two of Swords, they had a decision to make. King of Wands also, they had a decision to make here. And they also kind of made their move, right? I think your person may have left for someone else. This feels like third-party energy. You have that here anyway, Three of Swords. But Three of Swords is betrayal. But this feels very much like third-party energy. Hierophant, yeah, somebody stepped outside of a marriage or a very committed relationship. You have been, I think you've decided to move on. Two of Swords here with that King of Wands. Absolutely, your person made a decision. I think your person left. This is a really difficult breakup. This is a hard breakup, okay? You're very hurt. I absolutely, listen, this is a very specific message coming in. Definitely somebody broke up a marriage or a very long-term committed relationship. How do you see each other? Knight of Pentacles energy and Ace of Wands. So you see your person as absolutely putting the effort in on something else. Ace of Wands energy comes in for them. I'm sorry, Gemini, this really, really hurts, but it seems to me that, you know, you can see that they've made their decision. They've absolutely made their decision, right? They've broken up this connection with you to get on with somebody else, to move on with someone else. And they're committed. You see this commitment from them. They may have indeed been committed to you also. Gemini, this reading could also be vice versa, don't forget. And of course, not everybody's going to resonate with it, but you know, seeing them, your person sees you as an Ace of Wands. Listen, there is, it's interesting that they see you as an Ace of Wands. I think your person is still attracted to you. I think they still have lust for you. Give me some clarity. Yeah, they still have a lot of lust for you. They still have a lot of attraction for you. It could very well be that you're the one who moved away. You know what I mean? It could very well be that you're the one who decided to leave. They may have indeed, they may have hurt you in some way, but they may not have necessarily left. Okay. So I think you might be dealing with somebody who was trying to have their cake and eat it too, because ultimately I do feel here now with this strong attraction coming in, you know, Ace of Wands, Three of Cups, they still see you as a very important relationship. You know, they still see you as someone that they're really attracted to. The Ace of Wands is a great phallic symbol in the deck, as well as one of the highest energy cards. So you know, you create an enormous amount of passion and emotion in them. They consider you they're still close to you. They still consider this connection dear to them. And so you're dealing with somebody, Gemini, who hurt you very much, but I think ultimately you may be the one who's left. Let's get some clarity here. Empress energy, yeah, you took some time off and said, look, Queen of Swords, and said, look, I'm going to put some energy into myself. You go ahead and do you. They may not have, you know, they may have not ultimately, you being the one that left, it may not, this effort here that you see them putting in, it's just the general attitude that they have about their life, Gemini. You're dealing with somebody whose own purpose or whose own objective goals are of the utmost importance, right? They're going to do what they want to do. King of Wands energy. And the choices that they have, they may be difficult choices to make, but it almost feels as though your feelings necessarily are not going to factor in. This person doesn't have a whole lot of remorse. They have love for you, but they don't have a lot of remorse. It's a really weird vibe. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel coming off of them, they may just be one of these people who just lives a very open lifestyle, is uncompromising about it. And it's difficult for you to reconcile, especially with that Hierophant energy. You like things a little bit traditional, a little bit much more to sort of, you know, your moral center and compass. Let's get some more clarity here with that Queen of Swords. Your person's being very honest about who they are. Eight of Pentacles comes in. Very honest. You know, they're not a liar. And this is what I'm saying here about this energy that I feel, Gemini. It's like this individual, they didn't mean to purposely hurt you, but they also weren't not going to do what they were doing to save your pain, if you understand what I mean. Their actions are the actions that this person takes. They take the actions that they want to strictly, right? And them wanting to do something is not based on them wanting to hurt anyone else or not hurt anybody else. It's just they're going to do what they want to do and let the fallout be whatever the fallout is. They're very honest about that, and I think they're not done with you. I think they still are attracted to you. They still want something with you. This person is also a very hard worker. They make their money. Listen, they really do. Okay. Oh, that's my cat. Sorry, folks. So let's get into how you see the relationship. And here comes the betrayal. This relationship you see as a source of betrayal and pain for you. You know, there's been a lot of, you know, to you, I don't know, it feels to you like it's deceptive, but again, they've been very honest with you. So it's not so much like a cheating energy, but it's just like they're just going to do what they want to do energy. If they want to sleep with somebody else or they want to entertain somebody else at that particular time, they're going to do that. And then they're going to expect to come right back to you. They see this relationship as a Seven of Pentacles. So, you know, they're getting what they can out of it. They get something out of it. This person is kind of cold-blooded. What can I say? You know, they're kind of cold, Gemini. Very, very cold. Your Lover's card has come in here. Yes, there is a connection with this person, but there is just kind of a deadness here in terms of empathy. This person doesn't have a whole lot of empathy at all. Knight of Cups, Nine of Swords, and a Nine of Swords we clarified. Yeah, you're not done with them either. Gemini, you're not done with them either. I think you still want to have something with this person. I think that, you know, you have that Knight of Cups energy there. Again, I think this feels like, Gemini, you may have stepped off for a little while. Let's get clarity. Knight of Wands coming back at you. Yeah, you two are coming right back at each other again. And, it feels like, yes, you may have left for a little while, but it wasn't permanent. You may have taken a trip or gone to see friends or family, just get away. Obviously, there's been a lot of pain here. You really wanted to put a lot of effort into yourself, right? There's a lot of work here that you've put into yourself. As a result of all of this, your person kind of carrying on working, being clear and honest with you, right? But there is a feeling here that there is some regret. Right here, Nine of Swords, there is some regret beginning to creep in. Could it be that your person is finally learning how to have feeling and empathy for others? It could very well be. It seems almost as if you've been around this block with this person before, but this time, perhaps they're beginning to understand. Perhaps they are beginning to feel a little bit of pain as well. The love may have gotten deeper between the two of you, right? When this feels like a habitual thing, and in the beginning, perhaps when you were not as deeply committed and together, again, I do feel like some of you, this is a marriage, right? But in the beginning, maybe it didn't hurt as bad, but the amount of time and you know effort and investment that you've put into this relationship, for it to happen now is very painful. And this time around, it feels like your person may have also gotten the hint and is starting to feel some regret and pain as well. They're starting to see also that they've gotten something out of this relationship. Yes, on the one hand, they're very selfish and they're going to get what they want to get out of it. But I think also they're, again, because there's been some time here, you've built memories here with this person. They're starting to realize that, this is something they've invested in. And what kind of fruit are they going to get out of it if they F up like this? You know what I'm saying? So there is a change here. There does feel like something is changing here about how you guys deal with this. This may be a chronic problem in this relationship of this person cheating, making shitty decisions, doing what they want to do, which is affecting the deep relationship here. It's affecting the harmony and balance of this relationship. Two of Pentacles, juggling a lot. Yeah, this person likes to have a couple different things going on. Wheel of Fortune, events coming in. Yeah, there's things coming in that is going to help you deal with this situation, Gemini. The universe is bringing information and events in, the divine, the spirit, however you resonate with the other. It's bringing in events and activities and things that are happening that are designed to help you get on your path or make sure you're on your path, and whether or not this relationship is part of that path. Your person is dealing with a lot of, how should I put it? They're dealing with a lot of responsibility that they've taken on, right? I think right now there's a lot of change happening in their lives in terms of them trying to keep all these balls in the air. Again, this person feels to me, Gemini, like this person is somebody who likes to juggle multiple households, multiple marriages. You know what I mean? Like there is an aspect to that. An aspect to them just being messy, just messy. And right here, it feels this energy, this trio of energy here is like they don't want to lose what they've invested here with you, but they're also trying to keep something else afloat. They're trying to keep something else on their table as well. Very much cake. This person wants their cake, wants to eat it, wants to have it, wants it to never go away, wants it, dude, this person is very selfish. Let's get into your oracles. Spirit of the Scale, Spirit of the Stranger, and Spirit of Christ. Well, the Scales, balance and karma and justice coming in. I do believe that this time around, your person is maybe getting a little bit of karma for their actions, and this may be affecting how they're responding. This may be affecting some of this regret that they're showing. Six of Wands is coming in, and a Nine of Swords for possible outcomes. Let me just quickly go over this before we get into those oracles, because that Nine of Swords here And that Six of Wands, that Nine of Swords is more regret and pain for you, more sleepless nights. Though you decide to go towards them, and that speaks to that spirit of Christ here, this forgiveness and unconditional love and reconciliation. Again, you've been around this block so many times with this person, Gemini, and it's like you have to learn your lesson at some point. And yes, you're hurt. You try to go back, and yet here we go. You have those sleepless nights all over again. You know, I think a feeling of like, oh shit, why? And then your person comes out with a victory, Six of Wands. Why? Because once again, they're almost sort of rewarded for their behavior. So Spirit of Christ is coming in hard. You know, this constant forgiveness. And guess what? Spirit of Christ, that's great. You know, it is great to have unconditional love, but you can forgive them and not let them back in. You can have unconditional love for somebody, but understand that they're not good for your life. That doesn't change that you have love for them. That doesn't change your energy towards them, but it just means that you don't have to give them room in your life, right? I mean, listen, we're supposed to love all things and all creatures. Are we going to make room for all things and all creatures in our lives? No. So this is the dichotomy here, right, Gemini, of you learning here in the lesson perhaps of learning to separate your love for this person, your forgiveness always for this person, and the ability to keep them out of your life from hurting you. Spirit of the stranger, caution, warning, danger. Watch out, there's a stranger in the midst. Let me go ahead and pull out your zodiac runes, folks. See what zodiac signs you might be dealing with in this connection. First one is a Taurus. All right, check out the Taurus reading. I'm going to link that. The next one is a Leo. My Leos. There you go. Some of you are dealing with a Leo. And one more sign is C. And some of you are dealing with a Cancer. So you have water, earth, and fire represented here. You may or may not be dealing with these signs. Your person in this connection may or may not have these signs in their chart. Take it how it resonates. Taurus, Cancer, Leo. And that's it. I'm going to call this your reading, Gemini. Thank you so much for joining me this week. If you got something out of this reading, if you enjoyed it, if it resonated, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. All of that really, really helps me out. But if it didn't resonate for you, that's okay. This reading isn't for you, and just leave it right there on the table. Gemini cross watchers, I'm just going to wish you love, life, and happiness. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and I hope to see you guys next week on my channel for your weekly love tarot reading. Bye-bye, Gemini.